In the middle of a jungle, Sun Desang pretended to be a buyer with drug dealer and was secretly helping the special forces to catch the drug dealers. The special forces squad was under the command of Captain Wang, and a member of the special operations team, Shen La, the sniper of their group, observed through the scope of his gun where the drug dealer was. However, someone told the drug dealer that Sun Desang was pretending to be a buyer, and now he had been exposed and was in danger. Shen La begins shooting at the syndicate, killing some of them in the process, but Sun Desang is taken as a hostage and dragged through the forest. The Special Forces team goes to save Sun Desang, but his signal disappears. They come across a strange waterfall that leads to a completely dark cave that none of the nearby villagers dare to enter. Captain Wang asks their guide, Mr. Lin, if there is a way. However, Mr. Lin warns them not to enter the cave because some people who enter the caves did not return. Also warn them about the living beasts and spirits inside the cave. Despite the warnings, the team continued their journey to save Sun Desang. As they were about to enter the cave, Shenla suddenly felt something get into his right eye and started having visions of an ancient-looking mask with a golden right eye. After entering the cave, the team finds dead bodies inside, and it is a dead end. Shenla suddenly glows in his eyes, and the hidden door opens where the drugs were hidden. The drug leader and Sun Desang ran to them hysterically, shouting that there was a monster inside. Suddenly, the hidden door where they came from is now closed, and now they are trapped inside. After they calm down Sun Desang and restrain the syndicate leader, they move forward to find the exit. They came across a door, and when they opened it, they saw the body of the person who had been bitten to death by the monster. Suddenly, they were ambushed by the monsters, and Captain Wang ordered Shenla and the others to retreat. As the team started running, Shenla and Sun Desang were almost killed. After the hanging bridge they were on collapsed because of the monsters coming after them. They suddenly heard a burst of creepy laughter, and Mr. Lin appeared and revealed that his original target was the drug dealers, because they sell drugs and harm people. The drug leader revealed that he was the one who told him that Sun Desang was an undercover agent, and hid the drugs in the cave. The old man revealed his true form, and since they came in, they could stay here forever. Now he plans to kill Shenla and his team for knowing the cave secret. The monster attacked them, and Shenla used a magical dagger to kill the monster surrounding his team. Suddenly, a magical barrier appeared, and a man with long white hair, named Wu Mayan, descends from the sky. Old Man Lin released his power to try to attack Wu Mayan, but his speed dodged all the rocks and pointed a gun at his head. Before Wu Mayan kills him, Old Man Lin pleads with him not to kill him on the condition that he tells him the identity of the other person, who took the other half of the immortality pill. Wu Mayan agrees, and he reveals that his nephew is Yang Xiao, who took the immortality pill. Then Wu Mia asks Shenla to kill Old Man Lin instead of himself, but Old Man Lin swiftly attacks Captain Wang using the dagger, injuring him. The Old Man Lin threatens to kill Shenla with the dagger because he suspects that there might be a connection between him and Wu Mayan, who used the dagger 1,000 years ago. Wu Mayan was not afraid by this. He controlled the dagger, and Shenla used this opportunity to ultimately kill the old man. Wu Mayan then uses the dagger to destroy the tower inside the cave, which contains the old man's power. But Shenla was suddenly possessed by the old man's power. In Shenla's dream, we can see the magical dagger left for his family by a mysterious stranger, and somehow Shenla had the ability to see evil spirits before it was sealed. He wakes up in an unfamiliar room and sees Sun Desang, who tells him that they are locked inside. Shenla tries to open the door using the dagger, but the door suddenly opens, and a girl suddenly attacks him, who is named Bai Lu. It is revealed that they are on the premises of the Bureau of Paranormal Investigation. The Bureau investigates things out of the ordinary and beyond conventional understanding, like what happened to the cave. Shenla and Sun Desang meet the chief of the Bureau, Chief Gao, who offers to work with them and pays 10 times more than their previous salary. The two immediately accepted the offer, and were given a bracelet that serves as their communication device and tracks their state of life. Immediately, Shenla and Sun Desang start their training as Bureau agents with Bai Lu. Meanwhile, Chief Gao welcomes Wu Mayan and tells him that he makes Shenla an agent because of his request, but warns him of the repercussions since Shenla absorbed the old man's ability. Bai Lu explains to Shenla and Sun Desang that the Bureau consists of 6 different divisions. Both of them belong to Room 1, which is the General Investigation Unit. That was considered the leading unit, but after the traitor situation, Room 1 greatly affected its reputation. Bai Lu tells them that the leading unit now is Room 2, followed by Room 3, which has agents often going overseas. Room 4 is the Foreign Investigation Division, which is delegated to cases outside the country. Next is Room 5, which is the unit Bai Lu belongs to. They are tasked with collecting information and equipment support. And lastly, Room 6, which is responsible for everything that the 5 divisions can't handle. After this, Shenla and Sun Desheng are sent on their first mission with the rest of the Room 2 agents and their director, Bula. On their plane, they are briefed by Chief Gao regarding their mission to rescue the 5 missing archaeologists who entered the Guzhai kingdom of the legends. They arrive in the middle of the desert, and Bai Lu explains the message left by the missing team. They have information about the layout of the external portion of the site, so the disappearing spot is estimated to be close to the center. The director of Room 2 Bula explained that they don't have much time to waste. He will take some people down to check out the current situation. If they still haven't come out by tomorrow morning, they need to listen to the director of Room 1, Hao. In the middle of the night, Shenla wakes up and sees a goat with golden eyes staring at him. Shenla follows it as Sun Desheng wakes him up and tracks him in the middle of the desert. The goat is revealed to be a wandering spirit that is only visible to Shenla. When they were going back to camp, they stepped on the quicksand and fell down deep. They tried to contact the base, but there was no signal. Suddenly, a mysterious creature is trying to attack them and stole a gun from Shenla. Just in time, Bai Lu is able to save them, and the trio finds a tunnel and discovers the location of the Guzhai kingdom, which was involved in evil rituals before it was buried under the sand. Shenla finds a chain and pulls it out, and a hidden door opens, but the pillars start to give in. The trio miraculously escapes, and they then find King Beiji's tomb, only to discover that it is a bronze ceiling coffin that traps the soul of the person inside forever. Bai Lu suspects King Beiji was murdered, and his soul was cursed inside the coffin. Shenla uses the dagger to try to open the coffin to see what's inside. The coffin opens, and the trio sees the king wrapped like a mummy. Bai Lu figures out that the corpse is not the king, but of another man. Back in their barracks, Wu Mayan overhears that the trio are missing, but most likely they are still alive based on their bracelets. Back in the cave, the 3 discovered paintings about the daughter of King Beiji, who fell in love with a man who eventually betrayed and killed her. The king summoned a cyclone through a ritual and died with the traitor. The king hated the man so much that he cursed him inside the bronze coffin. Just as they continue their investigation, they are confronted by the angry king's spirit, demanding they return his daughter's life. Shenla and Sun Desheng get stabbed in the fight, and Shenla fights the king alone. It is then revealed that he suffers from an illusion, and Wu Mayan arrives to explain that he is stuck in an illusion. Although the illusion is false, if he is killed in the illusion, the real person will also die, unless another person enters the illusion. Wu Mayan enters the illusion and defeats the king, easily saving Shenla. Shenla wakes up and thanks Wu Mayan for saving him as Bai Lu tends to his wounds. In the barracks, Pajun explains to Chief Gao the rescue dig they are planning to make. Back in the cave, Shenla points out the way out of the cave that he sees in the illusion. They found a formation called 9 Deaths in 1 Life. Wu Mayan explains that there is only one route to living in these formations. Wu Mayan then orders Sun Desheng to choose a formation, and they follow it. Just as they ascend the formation, all of the other formations begin to collapse. They were transported to a paradise-like island, which means they are still in an illusion. The group see Chief Bula and Chief Hao floating in the water, and the 2 of them immediately dive into the water to save them. Shenla discover underwater, the bodies of archaeologists are trapped. Upon regaining his consciousness, he suddenly attacks as if possessed. Wu Mayan then mocks the water spirit after them and starts to ablaze the enchanted waters using his power. The creature earlier came out and attacked Wu Mayan, but using his fire dragon, he defeated the water spirit, and they escaped in illusion and finally saved the missing archaeologists. Room 1 celebrates the success of Shenla and Sun Desheng's first mission. Young joins them and brings more alcoholic drinks. Unfortunately, Sun Desheng gets sick and turns blue. Young treats Sun Desheng, who suffers from the after effects of the water spirit. He also checks Shenla and discovers something alarming in his body, but he doesn't tell Shenla. Director Bula captures Shenla, who poses a danger to the organization because of the Old Man Lin's power, which he absorbed. Soon his body will be taken over by Old Man Lin's power. Director Bula tells how Shenla might be just another traitor he brings to the bureau. Chief Gao appears and tells Director Bula that he'll resign if Shenla causes a problem. Director Bula announces that he'll take over the examination of Shenla and Sun Desheng to become official agents for the next month. So Bai Lu trained them every day to prepare for the examination. 1 month later, on the day of the examination, Shenla and Sun Desheng are assigned to Lujia village to catch Feng Hua, who wreaks havoc in their village. They only have 30 minutes to do the mission. The 2 immediately spotted the target, but the target ran away and fought Shenla along the way. Sun Desheng takes this opportunity to use his weight to capture the target alive just in time and finish the examination successfully. But Director Bula has other plans and holds Shenla at gunpoint, as he still cannot accept him as part of the Bureau. Fortunately, Chief Gao interrupts his plan to kill Shenle and saves him. Director Hao and Bai Lu congratulate him on being officially part of the Bureau. In the Kilin City, a number of second rooms investigators, who came to investigate why people fell into a coma for no reason, fell into one after another. The trio is ordered to join the team that will investigate the unnatural coma situation. They are welcomed into the city by a handsome police officer named Yang Xiao. On the way to the hospital, Bai Lu gives Shenle medicine from Ouyang to control the power within his body and instructs him to drink it once a day. After taking the medicine, Shenle experiences breathing difficulties but overcomes it. The trio arrive at a hospital where most of the coma cases are confined, and Bai Lu introduces them to the director Lin of Room 4. They check on the patients, who have a bizarre symbol on their neck. The trio met again with police officer Yang Xiao, who visiting his wife. They learn from the nurse that his wife was involved in a car accident and was paralyzed from the waist down. They also lost their baby. She tried to commit suicide and is now in a coma. The three feel bad for Yang Xiao as he looks miserable. At night, Wu Mayan awakens Shenle's subconscious and shows him the subconscious of Sun Desheng. The two enter the deepest layer of Sun Desheng's subconscious, and he also wakes him up. They fight a shadow spirit who wants to get old Lin's power inside Shenle, but the shadow spirit is too powerful for them. Just in time, Wu Mayan arrives and saves both of them. It is revealed that the mastermind of the attack is the leader of a mountain sect, which turns out to be the police officer, Yang Xiao. He criticizes his subordinate, Lu Yun, for planning the coma incident without his knowledge. Lu Yun accuses Yang Xiao of becoming weak because of his wife's condition. Behind Yang Xiao's back, his members plan to take over as sect leader and steal his sacred earth pearls. Meanwhile, Bai Lu secretly examines Yang Xiao's wife to send the results to Ouyang, which might help them treat her. Accidentally, Sun Desheng discovers the earth pearls under Yang Xiao's wife's bed and tell to Bai Lu. They then started to investigate him. It is revealed that he is the shadow spirit that attacked Shenle and Sun Desheng the other night. He is a 100-year-old sect leader of Witch God Mountain from the Guzhai Kingdom, whose goal is to steal old Lin's power to save his wife. Yang Xiao receives a call from Lu Yun, who has blackmailed him to bring the earth pearls if he wants to save his wife. At the hospital, Yang Xiao's wife disappeared, and Wu Mayan arrived with the earth pearl, telling them not to lose it. However, after they leave the hospital, Yang Xiao steals the earth pearl from Shenle and runs. He was confronted by Wu Mayan, who wanted to take back what he stole from him, the immortal pill. Yang Xiao stabbed himself to activate some kind of power to be able to escape from them. He then goes to Lu Yun's hideout to give him the earth pearl, but it is too late as his wife is already dead. Yang Xiao is overcome by grief upon this realization. Lu Yun is enjoying his pain as he reveals that he is the one who planned the accident, because he can't watch him continue to walk down the wrong road. As Lu Yun prepares to kill him, Wu Mayan arrives with Shenle and Sun Desheng to save him. Shenle and Desheng fight the followers of Lu Yun, as Wu Mayan goes to Yang Xiao's wife's body. On the other hand, Yang Xiao has defeated Lu Yun and is about to kill him. Shenle stops him for the reason that the people at the hospital are at stake. They must remove the poison from the victims' bodies first, or else they will die with him. Wu Mayan interrupts Yang Xiao, telling him that he will handle this situation. At the hospital, people start attacking them, walking like zombies. Wu Mayan is able to overpower Lu Yun's curse, and the patients in a coma are saved. Yang Xiao walks out with his lifeless wife, and Wu Mayan asks him what he's going to do now. After his head turns around, Wu Mayan grabs it. He then wakes up at the hospital, and a nurse gives him a letter from Wu Mayan, who reincarnated his wife as a baby. Bai Lu and Ouyang have discussed that Shenle can be dangerous and needs to be under constant monitoring because old Lin's power and consciousness reside in him. Just then, a flock of people welcomes the newcomer to room 6, which turns out to be Yang Xiao. Meanwhile, in a faraway temple, a priest called Old Zia saves one of his followers, who suddenly catches fire. Old Zia informs Chief Gao and tells him that a man they know is still alive. Shenle goes to the temple with Bai Lu, Sun Desheng, and Yang Xiao, which turns out to be his old home. Shenle meets his old master, and he is the one who sealed his ability to see spirits and made him his disciple before he became a soldier. Old Zia was part of the bureau before, and they wanted to escort him back to assure his safety. But he refuses and tells them to go back to their headquarters. On the other hand, a man secretly monitors Shenle, who breeds monsters in his massive laboratory. In the bureau, Ouyang is shocked to see on his monitor that many of their agents in the central control tower were killed. He immediately reports to Chief Gao that the investigators' information and location have been leaked. Ouyang notified all investigators to destroy all bracelets. Shenle and the team were driving back to the bureau. but see from far away that the temple is getting burned down. Just as they tried to go back and rescue old Zia, they were ambushed by monsters. The trio fights the monsters, but there are so many of them that they are almost defeated. When young Zio gets angry because the phone where he keeps his wife and pictures gets broken, he transforms into his true form and kills all the monsters easily. He then asked them to leave everything here for him and find the old man. In the city, the monsters wreaked havoc and killed many civilians. Chief Gao commands the unit chiefs on an abrupt mission to save the citizen. Meanwhile, the trio arrives at the temple to rescue the people caught in the middle of the fire. They find the old Zia fighting the monster, so they take action to save him. Shenle and Sun Desheng fight the monster, while Bai Lu is left to protect him. Old Zia tells Bai Lu to protect her friends instead, before she regrets it as he did. The trio fights the monster, and Shenle incidentally removes the monster's sunglasses, and he suddenly becomes irritated. Bai Lu uses this opportunity to grab his neck using his leg, and Sun Desheng fires his gun to hit the monster. Finally, Shenle used his magical daggers to finish the monster. However, old Zia gets kidnapped by someone who was once part of the bureau, Sanda. He accuses him and Chief Gao of abandoning him during one of their dangerous missions when he got consumed by a fire, which turned him into a menacing monster. The trio confronts the Sanda, and he reveals to Shenle that he knows about his body's condition. But Shenle already knows that the energy inside him will make him a monster, just like Sanda. The Bureau is just manipulating him and using him to go on missions because they want to get rid of him. Sanda used his power to cover them in fire while he asked the old Zia of Tianli map located inside the Buddha at the temple. Old Zia revealed the location of the door where the map is located. Young Zio arrives in time to help the trio. Meanwhile, Shenle is seriously injured as he descends down the temple to prevent Sanda from obtaining the map. He arrived to stop him, but his attack just deflected. Sanda plans to absorb Shenle's energy, but is intercepted by Yang Zio and Sun Desheng in the middle of their conversation. Yang Zio mocks him by saying he should cover up his disgusting face. So the fight started with Sanda throwing a fire blast at him. However, Yang Zio used substitute jutsu and his shadow clone jutsu. Sanda didn't budge and threw another fire blast at him. Shenle takes this chance to attack him, but gets burned by Sanda's fire, which has lost control. He was transported in a dream and heard old Lin's voice telling him to give up his body, which consumes his energy. Shenle came back, who seems old Lin power awakened, and fights Sanda, who mocks him. How does it feel to become a monster like him? Shenle's dagger throw a powerful attack at him, blasting him through the mountain. He is now a rampaging monster out to kill his own comrades. He attacked Sun Desheng, but thanks to the map, Shenle came back to his senses. Meanwhile, the rest of the Bureau fights the numerous monsters attacking the city, but it never ends. As they prepare to die saving the people, Wu Mayan comes to their aid, wiping out all the monsters in his sight. Suddenly, a massive beast appears, Sanda's form of hate with never-ending fires. Shenle arrives just in time to protect his comrade. Then Shenle goes to fight the massive beast with the help of Wu Mayan. However, Shenle gets caught by Sanda, who's just interested in what's inside him. Sando successfully absorbs old Lin's energy, which goes according to Wu Mayan's plan. Wu Mayan uses this opportunity to bring out old Lin's energy from Shenle's body. Wu Mayan ultimately kills Sanda and saves Shenle. In a dream, Shenle talks to Wu Mayan, who lets him choose a side of a coin. Wu Mayan says that whatever side he chooses, he must remember that light is always accompanied by darkness. Everything seems back to normal at the Bureau of Paranormal Investigation. The two chiefs are fighting again as Bai Lu bumps to Shenle in a hoodie. In his office, Chief Goa and old Zia talk about how the young can make a difference with their determination and perseverance. We follow Shenle as he walks alone on the street with the hoodie still in his head. He eventually removes it, and we see his white hair and golden eye. Thank you for watching till the end. Please don't forget to subscribe.